Should anyone be surprised that this happened, it was a slam dunk choice for LeBron to join the Los Angeles Lakers. Absolute slam dunk. Yeah, sure, the 76ers have a really nice roster, especially with a bunch of young guys. But come on, with the whole Brian Colangelo incident and the fact that LeBron doesn't like playing with younger players, then why would he want to go to the 76ers? Sure, he's dealing with the same stuff with the LA Lakers, but the Lakers have a little bit more swagger than the 76ers do. Honestly, the 76ers are obviously not a bad franchise. It's just like the Lakers are basically the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA. They're going to get the big time star player right here. And LeBron is going to be living into the footsteps of many great players right there. Obviously, Magic Johnson, who a lot of people think, or some people think that's better than LeBron James, arguably the second best player of all time. And then you get LeBron James, who some people think is the GOAT to the franchise, and that's just who the Lakers are. They're just going to get it. Similar to the Yankees of the MLB, they're just going to get that star player like the Yankees got Giancarlo Stanton. Same thing with LeBron James. That's just how the sports work right here. And when it comes to it all, if you're a Cavs fan, you really are probably not too upset because you just finally just saw a championship given to you when it came to LeBron James. Well, maybe not given's the exact word because obviously that was a very well-earned series, but he did give the only championship in Cleveland's history in the last, 50-something years. So to put it all in perspective, this is much more respectable than what was his whole decision choice by that point, because then he went to a super team in Miami, which might not have been as good as the Golden State Warriors, but still, though, that was definitely a super team. I mean, got to 4 straight championships, or 4 straight finals, however you want to call them. And when it comes to it all, one thing that I definitely like so far about this LeBron James, you don't have any of this reality TV hype stuff for it. Right from the decision, he had this whole set for it, and they had it all live on TV where he's going to announce on TV. Because usually the time you don't see a player just go, "Oh, I'm going to go take my talents to South Beach for," or however the hell he said that. And when it comes to it, he didn't do that. And then I remember when he went back to Cleveland, I've heard he did that "I'm coming home" kind of thing, that whole paper magazine. He had a little photo shoot and all that. Wasn't a huge fan of it and all, but hey, so far with the Lakers, it looks like he's just all business right here. Now, what remember that was quite interesting was the whole story with Paul George going to OKC. And a lot of people thought, oh, that was just a smoke screen. That was just to test the Lakers. Well, guess what? Paul George is going to be playing in blue this year, not yellow. And Paul George has been linked to the Lakers for a very long time. And when it comes to the Paul George, I guess he just doesn't want to play with LeBron James. And there are some players who don't want to play with him. Obviously, Kyrie Irving's one of them. And I guess when it comes to the tall guys who shoot and whatnot, they kind of struggle to play with LeBron. I remember Paul George was rumored to join the Cavaliers last offseason, and I think that they actually didn't make the move for him. And when it comes to it, they don't really look so solid. Because if you remember Chris Bosh, when he was with the Miami Heat, really struggled to find his real niche with LeBron James. Obviously, he didn't look like the same Chris Bosh that he did with the Toronto Raptors. And it's the same thing when it came to Kevin Love. Kevin Love, a lot of people had a lot of respect that he played for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Eventually gets straight into the Cleveland Cavaliers. Doesn't really look the same. He still had some effectiveness. He still had that moments where he guards Steph Curry well. And sure, statistically, 20 points, 10 rebounds kind of guy. You look at that, ooh, that's nice. But I don't know. There's something about him that he just doesn't show up. There's a lot of times where he just throws up freaking bricks at times. But not as bad as J.R. Smith. Nothing's as worse as that cancer. But still, though, when it comes to it, this is going to be interesting. Now, when it comes to the Lakers have a ton of young players right here. LeBron doesn't like young players. So essentially, they're going to have to trade him. Now, when it comes to Kawhi Leonard, it's going to be really, really hard to acquire him. Not only that, just because he's an interconference a favorite right there, because it's kind of hard to acquire players that are from a different conference. It just doesn't really happen too well, especially when it's a rival, and it doesn't really phase out for one opponent. Usually, it's not these balanced trades. It usually happens one way or another, definitely favored, just with the Celtics Cavaliers trade with the whole Kyrie Irving thing. And I just look at this and just think about it, is that a lot of these players are going to have to be traded. And if you're from Magic Johnson's standpoint, listen, look, these 4 years with LeBron James are going to be fantastic. However, though, you still want a young player just to learn right there, just so you can have a guy to rely on to go out there. Because think about it this way, the Miami Heat hasn't been the same without LeBron James. And it's going to be the same thing with the Cavaliers. Cavaliers are going to look completely different without LeBron James. So he kind of holds these organizations hostage and whatnot with his talent. And since that, you got to have a young guy to to be that franchise piece. So you just have to pick the most veteran, most respectable guy on the roster. It's probably not Lonzo, probably not Kyle Kuzma, but they still might stick with him. But when it comes to it all, I just think that they're going to have to keep at least one young player on the roster, where there is a possibility where all those young players get removed and they go to different teams and they build kind of a run where it's going to be a 4-year term. And overall, guys, as you guys know, I talk way too much. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.